So yeah, you're right. Dogecoin has been talked about a lot more recently, especially on some of the big programs. CNBC, Jim Cramer came out recently and said that Dogecoin is a sport. It's gambling. It's not real. But in this conversation, he also said something that a lot of people probably missed. But if it were to happen, I think would drive Dogecoin's price all the way up to $1 per coin. It could very well help it get there. So if you enjoy this sort of content on Dogecoin, it would really mean a lot to me if you could like the video down below, subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell notifications so you can be notified every time I post a new video. And if you enjoy content on Dogecoin, crypto, the stock market, tech news, well, that's what I talk about. But anyways, Dogecoin's price has been fluctuating a lot recently. It's bounced back quite a bit. The daily volume now is at $7.69 billion, up from about $5 billion just the other day, which is a great sign. But just recently, on CNBC, Jim Cramer came out and spoke about Dogecoin. And we haven't seen them talking too much about Dogecoin. They try and stick away from it. They try and just talk about, Bitcoin, Ethereum. But they came out and spoke about Dogecoin. And he basically said that Dogecoin is a joke.
I'm not a believer in Dogecoin because I think that Dogecoin was created as a joke. And it's hard for me suddenly, David, it's hard for me to just say, well, it was created for a joke, but it's real.
Right.
Right? That's your answer to me?
It's a joke.
Well, I just said that.
Yes. So it's hard for you to imagine it's real. That's also what you just said.
Well,
That right there was the first sign that he's a little unsure about Dogecoin. When I saw this, I was thinking, he doesn't really understand Dogecoin. He's like, how could this possibly be real? It was made as a joke, but there's so much money behind it. There's about like $36 billion market cap behind this. So it has to be real, but it was made as a joke. So he just was very confused. That was the first thing that first caught my attention because a lot of people are asking the same question. They're saying, Dogecoin, it was made as a joke. It's a meme, but its market cap surpassed that of Ford and Kraft. Some companies that have been around for, over 100 years. In some cases, for Dogecoin has a market cap that is higher than companies that have been around for 100 years. So how could it possibly be a joke? That was the first thing. After this, he goes on to talk about gambling, sports betting, and comparing that to Dogecoin.
I think that Dogecoin is sport. When I go to Portnoy at Barstool, I'd like a book made. I'd like them to make book on Dogecoin because it's a sport. We had a guest earlier who was saying it's a game, a fun game. And I was like, aghast. A fun game is gambling. And I don't believe that gambling should be encouraged, Carl.
He basically just goes on to explain how Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports, should add this to basically sports betting and sports gambling. And if that were to happen, imagine how many more people would be, getting into Dogecoin. I think he's saying this, as a joke, as, it shouldn't even be part of crypto. But if it were to actually happen, I think a lot of people would be really excited about it. And yes, when people look at Dogecoin now, a lot of people who get in, they're looking for these major swings. They're looking at it saying, I want to invest in something that's going to have big swings. I don't want to invest in something that's boring. A lot of people look at dividend stocks, the stock market. It's maybe a little more static, not as exciting to invest in. And people want to see these big fluctuations because the people who are investing in these see all these major stories, the people who make millions, billions of dollars, overnight, basically, with Dogecoin and other cryptos, and they want to do the same thing. So yes, it is a bit like, gambling or sports betting in the sense that there's going to be massive fluctuations. People are trying to time it. It's almost like a game for people. And when you look at the price of Dogecoin in the chart, that looks like a fun chart, if it was just like a straight line across, that's no fun. People who are just getting into this are like getting into it because of all the excitement. That's some excitement. You don't want to see boring old straight line. If you see it going up and down like crazy, that's what a lot of these people are looking for. Even though it's risky and it's like gambling almost, that's what people are looking for right now, at least for Dogecoin. They're looking to see, hey, whoever invested like 4 weeks ago, they made 10x, 5, 10x their money. I want to be able to do the same thing. So those are what people are looking for right now. And I think if he were to add it, if it was to be added to Barstool Sportsbook, it could drive the price up even higher than it already is, potentially even up to $1. You never know. But having that much more attention from the millions, tens of millions of users on and active listeners from Barstool Sports, that could really drive a lot of engagement, a lot more people to Dogecoin to just participate in it, because these people are already betting on sports. If they see Dogecoin, they'll say, hey, look, this is like a cryptocurrency. People are investing. They're making a lot of money. They'll probably pour money into that as well. So this could be pretty interesting. But either way, I think two things to take away from this talk was that they said it was created as a joke, so it can't be real. I think that's like a flaw in the logic, because a lot of the times, some of the biggest things in the world are created as a joke, created by accident, created not in the intention of being a big thing, but they end up being a big thing. And the second thing is that if it was added to Barstool Sports book, like what he was saying, it was almost like, it doesn't deserve to be with other cryptos. It should be with sports betting and on sportsbook. So he's made it like, that was a bad thing. But if it were to be added to that, in addition to be on some of these exchanges, I think that would be a great thing for Dogecoin as well. I'm not saying that Dogecoin is going to $1. I'm not saying it's going to $5. I'm not saying it's going to zero. All I'm saying is that both of these things are very interesting things to think about when you're thinking about the price in the future, to potentially be included with sports betting, because the value proposition is a meme coin, but also the fact that just because it was created as a joke doesn't mean it's not real now. So if you enjoy this sort of video, please be sure to like it down below. Let's try and get it to 2,000 likes. Really helps me out a lot. But